guys that are here at this mastermind, it's interesting because I've met every single one of them at another mastermind. So whether it was in Cabo or LA or Miami or wherever the mastermind was, I met these guys at other events, and now we have a mastermind together. And it's really interesting how that networking process works. It's one of the most fascinating processes that happens in a business, and I've dedicated a lot of my life to studying how that works, how relationships work, and how I can provide the most value to the people in my network. I think that it's super important to be value focused. So I'm never really meeting people or networking with people to get something from them. I want to provide as much value as I can to their business, and in turn that provides me with an opportunity to learn more, right? So if I'm teaching somebody or if I'm helping somebody do something, that provides me different insights that maybe I was like, oh wow, I didn't even think of that before. But when I'm actually out there teaching that thing, helping somebody grow their business, it gives me new ideas and new things that I can do in my own business. So it's very important to have those freedoms. And the thing is that we're meant to be creative people, right? We're meant to create financial freedom, to create time freedom, to create geographical freedom. And so when you have all those together, that provides the best environment for all those freedoms to come into play. You can't just have one of them and not the others. For example, if you had time freedom but not financial freedom, that would be a pretty tough situation, because you have all the time in the world but you don't have the money to enjoy it, right? And you might have geographical freedom and time freedom but not financial freedom. Well, it's still not a very enjoyable experience. And I get that some people are super happy where they're at and they enjoy life even if they don't have a lot of money. And I think that has a lot to do with gratefulness. You can be very happy with a lot of money or with a little bit of money, but the key is gratefulness. So if you're grateful for what you have, you're going to be happy. So a lot of times people have time freedom and they have geographical freedom. So that means that they have all the time in the world and they can do whatever they want, wherever they want. But if they don't have the money to enjoy those things and those experiences, sometimes it's not that fun. So I believe people can make the most of what they have when they have financial freedom as well. So I believe that you have to have all three of those in order to truly make an impact on your life and the people around you. And I think that impact is such an interesting thing. Sometimes we think about impact as just this one-dimensional thing. It's like, oh, well, I can impact one person or two people or three people. And the truth is you can impact a lot more, but you're going to need financial freedom, time freedom, and geographical freedom to do that. Think about all the most impactful people in the world. They're not just sitting there like not trying to grow. They're not trying to improve their business, their finances, and still have impact. They're out there maximizing everything that they can do by dedicating all of their time to this, by dedicating all their finances to this, and by traveling around the world having impact. Those are the people that are having the biggest impact today. So if we believe that we're on a positive journey, we're on a mission, we have a goal, we want to impact people in a positive way, we need to find how we can have more impact. And so you can have different levels of impact. And the first one is actually personal proficiency. So for example, if you want to have impact on somebody's health, well, I can impact maybe 2 or 3 people. I can show them, hey, this is my workout routine, this is my diet, these are the things that I do to stay healthy, and I could probably impact 2 or 3 people just in my super close network, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to spend all of my time, I'm not able to dedicate all of my time to this mission to help people's health, right? If that's my mission, then I want to dedicate as much time as I possibly can, but I can't do that without financial freedom. So passive income then opens a door, it opens an opportunity for us to have exponential impact. So now we're talking about the second degree of impact. So once I've reached personal proficiency, now I can go out and be like, wow, well, there's 1,000 people that need help with this, or 1,000,000 people that need help with this. How can I use my finances to make a positive impact on their health? Now it's no longer about my own personal health. I'm already personally proficient, right? And then once I have those finances, once I have financial freedom, I'm able to multiply that impact exponentially and have way more impact on the world and not just a couple people around me. So it's really important to have these 3 freedoms, guys. Right now, traveling internationally, passive income is the key to allowing you to do those things. You have to find a way to make your money work for you, and you can't just rely on active income alone. Of course, I have active income streams because I believe in them, and I believe that they're super effective in collecting cash. But as soon as I collect cash, I don't want to just let it sit there. First of all, if I let it sit there, it's going to get eaten up by inflation. Inflation is the silent thief that steals from everybody's bank account. And I think one of the worst things about inflation is that you don't really see the numbers change, right? So if you had $100,000 in your bank account today, and in a year, you look at your bank account, it's still going to say 100,000, right? Because you have $100,000, but the purchasing power of that money is going to be way, way, way less than what it is today. And that's why it's the silent thief. You're not going to be able to buy $100,000 worth of goods in a year because of inflation. And so by learning how to invest my active income, by collecting that cash, stockpiling it, so to speak, until I have a good opportunity to pull the trigger on, that's been super, super crucial in my life and creating the lifestyle that I want. Now I'm able to use my money to spend it on trips, to spend it on growing my business, on impacting others, on nonprofit organizations. There's so many ways that you can use your money to have a positive impact on the world. And once you've achieved financial freedom, once you've created passive income, that opens the door for all of that. The truth is that money was created for poor people. And it's interesting because all the richest people in history, they always own a bunch of assets. And you might think like, oh, well, this family is a billionaire family or a trillionaire family. But it's not that they have $1 billion sitting in the bank. Truthfully, nobody probably has $1 billion cash sitting in their bank account because they're buying up assets that create passive income for them. So maybe it's apartment buildings, maybe it's private jets or yachts or some big assets, maybe it's corporate buildings, and then they're leasing those units out and collecting passive income. That's how true wealth is created. And money itself was simply just used as an instrument to service these assets. So back in the day, you had royal families, you had royalty, kings, queens, right? They just owned assets. They owned castles and manors and all these different things. And truthfully, they needed people to take care of those assets for them. So they created this thing called money. And now they were starting to pay poor people money in order to get them to do things for the rich people. So really it was just created as a medium of exchange in order to get those people to do the things that they needed them to do and to take care of their assets, to prolong their wealth and actually multiply it and increase it. They wanted to take things to the next level, so they created money so that other people would come and service their assets and help them manage those, because that's not passive income if you have to manage your own assets. So every single investment that I do, I want to make sure that it's as passive as possible. I want to make sure that I'm investing into something that I don't have to manage hands-on by myself. I want to make sure I have a vendor or a management team in place that's providing all the services that I need to make this a touch-free experience. And even if I have to give up some of the profits in order to get them to manage my assets or to manage my investments, that's worth it for me. Because for me, creating passive income is the key to everything else in my life. So financial freedom, time freedom, and then finally, geographical freedom. As you can see, in beautiful France, and we're still making passive income. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.